Well, it's September 20th now. It's Saturday evening. It's about 6:30. The clouds are rolling in, blocking the sun out. It's a little cooler. But I've been working on this Z. I've been doing the wiring on it. And I want to show you, I had a problem. That screw right there, I was trying to get the wire off that was on it, and the screw was rusted. Ended up busting the screw off. Well, now what do you do? I'll show you. I went and bought some self-tapping 8x18s half-inch self-drilling screws. I pre-drilled a hole right there, and at least got it started. And I just used this self-tapper, and it actually worked. Went through. It's number 8, just like the screws that were in there. Different thread, I'm sure, but just got to get this last wire hooked up, and then we're going to test this out. So one other thing, so I got that wire put back on off camera. I have one wire left, and it's the lights. I'm not going to worry about it right now. The light wire is there. It's sitting here. I'm not going to do a thing with it. I'm not even sure if there's power to it. I haven't checked it yet. So yeah, I cut the wires back here around the corner where it's still good, because all the breaks in the wire are right here where it goes through the grommet into the dash. So I got all those replaced or spliced, as you can see. There's a splice. I ran that one new. I ran a new wire to the starter button, a new wire from the starter button to a splice here, and so forth. I think I just need to put this, well, you know what? Oh, my hand's stuck. Yeah, let me get a screw in that dash to get that dash held up, and then we'll hook the battery up and see if it works. Okay, I got one screw in the dash, so it's grounded. It's not sparking there. Let's do a handshake. Clutch is back. That's actually... Thought I just heard something. Maybe not. Maybe something just moved. I'm not going to turn it on, but we're going to just hit the button and... Woo! That's nice. You can see that the back of that button is back behind this, so it's not going to make contact. All those wires, I need to smoosh them so they stay back and they don't rub on the tank. We'll tuck that one in a little tighter like that. I think we're good. Put a kink in it so it stays forward. Guess if I was really ambitious, I'd zip tie some things. Yeah, and I don't want to, about that light wire, there's more bare spots in this wiring that I don't want to mess with right now. The fuse holder, that busted when I was trying to get the old starter button out. And I can go to the parts store and get one, but I'm not trying to run lights. I'm just trying to operate the tractor from the operator platform. So I guess I need to clean some stuff off the hood. Probably go ahead and set the gas tank down. And if I did everything right, I should have power to the coil now from there. Maybe I should check that with the test light before we do that. And I got a test light, but I got to set you guys up. All right, I'm going to turn the power on. And now I got to take my test light, ground it to something. Shouldn't be that one. Maybe I don't have a good ground. Okay, I got power to the starter. Should have no power there until I hit the button, and no power there until I hit the button. But one of those wires is supposed to go to the coil. Double check. So that's a good ground. But I don't have any power there. So need to find a good ground again. Okay, there we go. That's grounded. Maybe I just need to wiggle the switch a little bit. There we go. It's just the switch. I didn't have it right where it needed to be. It's old switch, you know, it's what, this is built in 52, so it's what, 73 years old, and it still works. All right, well, we should be able to start this thing. I just need to get that stuff up top cleared off, and we'll try it out. All right, I should probably put the gas tank down. Before I do too much else. There we go. That. There we go. That out of the way. We're not going to drive it yet, but we're just going to try. We're going to try starting it. Oh, I didn't mean for that to go underneath the fuel line, but it'll be all right for now. Yep, fuel's coming in. I can see all the floaties rushing in, and we should get fuel rushing in there. Here it comes. All right, took the soup can off the exhaust so that doesn't go flying. Now, power. We're going to do some choke, ignition, and oh, hi. There we go, it works from here. Love it. All right, doesn't sound quite right yet, but I'm gonna get this stuff bolted down. Get this all bolted down, and then we will fire it up and see if it'll run okay. If that works, maybe we'll take it for a little spin around the shop. All right, I'm gonna need two hands for that. Getting all carried away, putting my tools away, and oops. Not that I put them away, but took them off here and I still need them. That one tight. Working on the fuel tank. 2 bolts at the back that we tried starting. There we go. Now I have the conduit, so to speak. 2 sheet metal screws and 1 bolt. These 2 sheet metal screws go back here. So we've had a pretty good day today here at home. Well, just in general today. Rand and I went trap shooting so she could practice for her FFA competitions. She didn't do as good today practicing as she has in the past, which is still better than last year. So still happy for her. I'm getting worse myself, but I'm not in competition. She is, right? So, all right, that's got to fit in there. One red wire I had is out. There we go. There's also a cotter key. It goes through a hole here. Better do that before I get carried away. Then you tuck that in. That way it's kind of in the middle of the conduit to help hold everything together. Bit on the long side, but this might take a minute to find. Oh, I missed a wire. Not that it was real important because it's a rotten thermostat. I should have just cut it off, but if I leave it there, I'll remember, right? All right, spread that out. We're good. The bolt right here. That, and I'm going to put that in, catch that bolt. So anyway, yeah, Rand and I went trap shooting this morning. Beautiful weather out. Enjoyed that. Shot a couple rounds and saw one of our neighbors up there. That was nice. What else did we do today? Did some work around chores around the house. I had to mow lawn as we're expecting rain tonight, and I don't know how long it's going to last. So we got that taken care of. And shoot, after all that was she was lunchtime by the time we got home. Eat lunch, figure out what everybody's doing for the day. Clean up the yard, mow lawn. I think it was finally 3:30 before I had time to start messing with this. And then, like that screw I was talking about, I busted that. So then the wife and I went to dinner. We went to Tractor Supply, got those number 8 by 18 3/4 inch or half inch self tappers, and I didn't know how that was going to work, but it worked out great, like first try. So get some more turns on that. Make sure she's good and snug. All right, let's go to the other side. The conduit's on. The tank is tight. I already stuck the bolt in here. I just haven't tightened it yet. Let's see. So yeah, we got some stuff done. The wiring, everything's real oily and deteriorated and frayed. It was way worse than I ever remember. So I'm glad I took care of it. I will still, when I park this, disconnect the battery because I'm not going to trust everything just now. But that extra red wire I had here, I figured out, took time to figure out why I had it there, and it was replacing the wire that's on the starter that's connected to the same post as one of these two wires that goes up. It had rotted off, and I just bypassed it, so got rid of the red wire, finished making that connection up there, so one less wire. All right. Now, move this stuff, and oh, I got some tools I want to show you. So, I didn't want to try stripping or doing any more wiring with my cheap yellow-handled wire stripper crimper combo. So I have a pair of these Klein crimpers at work, and I have a pair of this, or I have this Ideal Strip Master at work. Well, the one at work broke, so I went online while I was at work, ordered myself another one, and I figured if I'm going to do some wiring on these tractors, like start to do stuff, I don't want to use those old strippers and crimpers that I've got. They're great in a pinch, but man, these are real nice because it grabs the wire here, and then the knives come down here according to your size of wire that you need, and just squeeze it, pinches it here, and strips the wire off. So, and then various ways to crimp there. Made this job a lot easier. I'm not sponsored by them, but I wanted to pass that on. Good wire strippers and crimpers make a wiring job way easier. All right, I'm going to set these down, and we're going to try starting this again. Well, I was going to, but I have 2 more screws for this dash I don't want to lose. So, put these in before we try anything. Throttle out of the way, shifter's out of the way, make some space. Okay. All right, set this down. Missed my step. All right, let's try this. Anybody still have a fuel issue? Well, that was strange. Unless I lost power, but try it again. We'll let it sit there and we'll see how it does. Alright, remember I don't have a spring on that choke anymore. I was using the cable to hold that choke open. I want to move this choke cable that's bothering me, and I'm going to need 2 hands to do it, so I'll just quick pull it out. Go over the top of the fuel line. hitting something. There we go. There we are. Feed it back through the clamp. Back into the choke itself, eventually. There we go. Good screwdriver. Sit relaxed a little bit. Put it out there. Tighten that back down. We'll test that again. Something's not right. We'll loosen this one up. There we go. Where's that choke? There we go. Make sure that choke is pushed in before you screw that down tight. Otherwise you're going to be choking the thing the whole time, even if you think it's pushed in all the way. There we go. Alright, let's try this again. Ignition. Switch. Seems like it's laboring. I don't know if I have a low idle set screw or... Alright, it seems like it has like a really slow idle. It's getting dark out. So there's a screw here on the carburetor. I know you can't see it from there. I'm going to back it up. We'll try that again. Turn the ignition on first. I think I made it slower, turned it the wrong way. We'll turn it the other way. Try that. I don't want to do it while it's running. I'm afraid I'll get electrocuted. Better. I like that idle. So today being the 20th of September, I think tomorrow's the first day of fall, the 21st or 22nd, so it's Sunday or Monday. It's time for me to start putting my tractor show away back into the buildings, the ones that fit. So again, getting some maintenance knocked off the items before I try putting them away for another 5 years or so. Hopefully not as long. If I've got these little problems figured out, it'd be a lot easier for me to pull it out and use it for something, play with it, whatever. So still a little slow. Let's try driving it. this running wrench. I'm going to adjust the carburetor a little bit. Didn't get very far. Right there. I don't know if I still have a fuel issue. Okay. Make sure it's out of gear. Clutch is back. I have the park brake set. Sediment or the filter, but we'll try it again. Well, I think I got a fuel issue, so still, but hopefully it doesn't rain all day tomorrow. I can come out tomorrow, and we will. I'm sure. I mean, maybe it's here in the needle and seat. I hope not. I don't want to deal with that again, but I will if I have to. It's just 4 screws. Pull the pin out for the float, and seen it before. So, well, it's getting dark out. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully.